Hey everybody, welcome to Balthazar's Pagan Garden. I am, of course, Frank, as I've said in every episode. I'm sure you guys are tired of me introducing myself, but for those who are new, welcome. I'm glad you found my channel, and hopefully you'll go back and check out the other videos in case you haven't already done so. If you have, well, good on you. I wanted to take you guys on a tour of my grow room today and show you the updates that we have. And I also wanted to take a little bit of time and talk to you about what's going on in my personal life, so that way you understand why the videos haven't been as often as they were before, and I apologize about that. So let's go ahead and get started and take a look at the grow room. Okay everybody, figured I would give you a quick update as to what's been going on in the Balthazar's Pagan Garden grow room. And as I pan over, you will see that I have only one seed tray. There's a very good reason for that, and I will show you in a second. But just to give you an update, somebody in my Facebook group that I belong to, American Seed Alliance, by the way, awesome group, and I will be presenting a link down below. Somebody sent me 4 different varieties of tomatoes. We have Black Crim, we have Kolb, we have Green Zebra, we have Jubilee. Very excited to try all of these. They seem pretty interesting. I have condensed some things in here, as you will see. I have my project peppers, the ones that are still seedlings, in here, kind of all over the place at the moment. I have some wax pearl onions in here, which are new. I have 4 corn, which are right here in the foreground. One of which I accidentally snapped the stalk a little bit, but it's not fully disconnected, so I put a stick in there to prop it up. Hopefully that'll heal, or it will die, and in that case I'll just take these other ones out. I'm going to have to sprout more corn in order to get a decent block anyway, so that's fine. Now, if we pan back a little bit, we have some hot chocolate habaneros have sprouted, some barons, and that one without a name I apparently forgot to put the stick back into, but that is some tobacco sprouts, which I'm very excited about. I didn't think it was going to sprout, it had been so long. I have some mustard habaneros, and I have a little celery sprout here. Very nice little sprout there. My carrot experiment is working well. As you can see, there are little hair-like roots growing out of the side of it, one of the little islets, and its foliage has become really nice. That is a mini red bell pepper that's in the back there, and that is coming along fairly well. That's from my window box that I have at work now. And here's the granddaddy sweet potato that I have. And if you look, there is immense root growth in the bottom here, but no sprouts on top. I don't know what the heck is going on. It's really weird, but I'm going to keep it in here, and worst comes to worst, I'll just stick the whole thing in the ground. See what happens. And if you couldn't tell, this is the surprise. These are my transfer pots. They are the D60 deep pots from the Greenhouse Mega Store online, which is awesome. I'm going to stand up, show you what I've got in here. Alright, I've got 2 corn, doing fairly well. I have my red bell peppers, some project peppers, that's an ancho, that's another ancho, it's a red bell. All 4 of these are zucchinis, and those are doing nicely. I have these 2 butternuts, which did not like being transferred, but the new leaves seem to be healthy enough, so I'm going to leave them. And I have all of these. I have tomatoes, and I have my peppers, and they are all doing fabulously. I have been trying to keep them watered. It's a little bit difficult because I'm used to watering from the bottom, and these, as you can tell, don't have a tray, so that's not exactly going through very well. But I also have over here my hawthorn cuttings, my houseplants that I'm going to be bringing to work, the heart of a celery, which right now is still suffering from some transplant shock because I just put it into some dirt after having it sit in water for a while. These, I don't know if they're going to make it because the leaves have turned really brittle, but I know the soil is wet, so I'm hoping the stems will grow some roots. And check out our Brandywine tomato. He is huge, giant for what he was before. Just skyrocketed. I mean, from here all the way up to the light is all new growth. And the black bean is doing great. If you look real close, I've got some bean flowers, which are pretty cool. And this one doesn't have any flowers. That one doesn't have any flowers. But I've noticed that the black bean seems to like catch and hang on to all of the little fungus gnats that are in here. So hey, that's cool. And they are doing their job dumping nitrogen into the soil, so yay. This is another bean plant, one that's as old as the other ones, but for whatever reason isn't taking off as well. This is the zucchini that I planted indoors for my wife. And it's got a true leaf. I've got this pea vine, which is doing awesome. And this thing, which is irises and mystery bulb, which looks to me like a lily of some kind, and I have no idea what kind, because the blossom formed and then never opened and rotted off. Christmas cactus and the ivy, and sorry about the brightness. So there is our grow room, and I will take a second. I want to talk to you guys. Well, as I said before, I'm wanting to talk to you guys a little bit about what's going on in my personal life, so you understand, what it is that I'm going through at the moment. Nothing traumatic. Don't worry. Me and my wife are happy. Our kids are healthy. The snow is piling up outside, which is kind of a mixed blessing, but hey, whatever. Water comes scarce. I'll take it in any form I can. But I have been very busy in school. I go to school for a degree in computer programming. It's a bachelor's in computer sciences with programming as a specialization. I would eventually like to earn a doctorate in advanced artificial intelligence, but I keep hitting roadblocks, one of which is the fact that I am horrible at math, terrible at math. So I've been working really hard on my college algebra class, and it has been very stressful. But I've managed. I'm doing not terrible. I'm doing okay. I'd like to be doing better, but as long as I pass, I'm good. My computer systems course is doing fairly well too, and because I'm focusing more on math, my computer systems course has been kind of lacking in focus, but I know that that's going to go very well. I know that I'll get excellent grades in there. I always do with my computer classes, so no biggie. But because of that, and because of the fact that it is now week 6 of 8, I may not do another video for a little while, because I want to get caught up and ahead, and so that I have time to study for my final, and to do the quizzes on my math class. So, I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on. Oh, and also, I wanted to thank you guys, especially you, if you're not one to think about, religion and that sort of thing, for, bearing with me when it comes to me talking about, the pagan aspect of my pagan gardening channel. And if I happen to have obtained some pagan followers, awesome. I know I've got at least one, so I'm talking to you in Ontario. So that's awesome, and I'm glad I was able to help with my description of things. It's always nice to see how somebody else looks at the world, and I find it useful for myself in my everyday life. So glad I was able to help you out and kind of retune your idea of things a little bit. Now, there is another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, and that is the fact that I am kind of heading into a financial hardship. Not yet. And I don't know for sure either, but I found out the other day that my company is restructuring, and so because of this restructuring, I am no longer going to have a job in the department that I'm in. So this garden has taken on a meaning far beyond what it was intended at the very beginning. I planned on using this garden to grow some food for my family, help replace some of my grocery bills. But now it's down to a matter of I am going to grow food so that I can put food away so that I can have food for the winter in case things get very, very bad. I tend to panic about stuff like this. So I'm just a little bit worried. And you may see that in the upcoming videos. I might seem a little bit more stressed, a little bit more on edge, so I apologize in advance. But I am going to be okay. I'm going to be fine. And I know that I'm going to be fine because not only am I going to school for a programming degree, and so after I'm done with that, I'll be able to get a job as a programmer, but I am also very good at adapting to new departments. I've changed departments probably twice since I started working where I am. And I don't think it's going to be hard to get into another department. Now, because of certain marketing rules and because of certain business rules, I can't say where that is. But I do know that it's not going to affect anybody on the customer side of things because my job isn't being deleted. It's being moved to Texas. So it's good that it's staying in the States, but it's just not staying where I am. And I can't move to where it is because of other things. So that's a little bit about my life. It's a little bit about me. It's probably the most personal video clip I've ever done. So please be kind. Please. Don't be too hard on me. Oh, good news. My son has gotten 4 of his molars. 2 on this side and 2 on this side. He's really happy and healthy, and he's figuring out the whole talking thing. But it's difficult for him because he's learning Spanish and English at the same time. So I kind of pity him, but he's going to benefit from it in the end. Now, my wife doesn't like me saying too much personal information about what's going on with us and whatnot. She's paranoid. But for good reason. I mean, there's not always good people out there. So I understand her fear. But I grew up in Maine, and I'm used to, people being decent and kind and helpful. So it's not something that I'm too worried about. But that's it for my ramble. Sorry I took so long. Hope you guys don't, tune out and stop watching because I babble about myself. I try not to do that. Besides, this is about you guys anyway, not me. So, thank you very much for listening to me, and I'll be right back. Well, everybody, that was Balthazar's Pagan Garden, episode 7. The Rambling, or whatever I decide to name it at the end. A few things I wanted to go over at the end, just to make sure that I covered them correctly. As I mentioned, my Facebook group that I'm part of, American Seed Alliance, great group of people, led by Jerry Harrell, an awesome guy. He's an amazing gardener. He is an amazing human, period. He spends lots of his time working to help others. So that's just phenomenal. He's got a YouTube channel called The Backyard Homesteader. He's also got the American Seed Alliance channel. He does web pages, tons of web pages that he has that are just awesome. Every single one of them is awesome. I also wanted to have a little bit of a chance to give a shout out to some people who I've gotten to know pretty well in that group. We have Jason Colclazier. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. He has a channel, which is really cool, and you can find a list of all these channels at the American Seed Alliance. So, Jason Colclazier has a channel. Ray from, where's he from? Minnesota, I think. I can't remember. Sorry, Ray, if you're watching. I know that you're up there, up in the great cold north. But his channels are the Praxis 55712. He has the Voodoo Garden. Great resources, amazing resources, frankly. I also wanted to say thank you to Mr. Tabon, the person who sent me the tomato seeds that I mentioned. Thank you very much for that, and hopefully those 12 tomato plants will put out enough tomatoes for me to can and eat and smother my friends in. And save seeds for next year and donate to different food banks and all of that. So very excited for this year. Things are going really well. My deep pots are working out really great. I just need to find a good way to water them, seeing as they have no base. So yeah, and this video is going to be longer for one major reason. I'm trying to see if YouTube will let me upload something greater than 10 minutes, because it's telling me I can. But when I make a video and I try to upload it, it freezes and it doesn't work. So, cross your fingers. Because I hate short videos. Short videos bother me. I don't like watching them, because then it's like I get one little blip of that person's task, whatever it is, planting tomatoes, for example. And then that's it. With this, I try to go over a little bit more, talk about a little bit more stuff, multiple segments and that sort of thing. So that's it. I'll stop rambling. Thank you for joining me on Balthazar's Pagan Garden, and as always, happy growing.